Hello everyone, hope you're well and welcome to another video. I'm not showing myself on camera because it's morning and I had a terrible night. I kept waking up because of the storm we had here, so I look like a train wreck. Anyway, let's talk about Kunimitsu. I played more Tag 2 than I played Tekken 7. I played even Kunimitsu, so I know her well. The point of this video is to show new players her latest version, her Tag 2 version, to introduce her and her playstyle, and give Tekken 7 players a head start before she's released in Tekken 7. I did the same with Zafina before, and I had comments like, this is a clickbait, this is not even Tekken 7 yet. Well, of course it's not Tekken 7. Nobody has access to her Tekken 7 version. But her Tekken 7 version will have only small tweaks, so about 90% of the info in this video will still be relevant. I will not talk about every single move she has, but only about the ones that matter the most to her gameplay, so you don't get flooded by too much information. So, Kunimitsu shares moves, some moves with Yoshimitsu, like the down back 3-3-3-3 lows, the back one slaps that go on forever, well, not forever. And an interesting thing is that if the back one slap is a counter hit, she gets a free 1-1 afterwards. And she also has up forward 2 like Yoshimitsu. It's a counter hit launching low, and she can cancel it to go to full crouch and utilize her full crouch mix-ups. She also has Yoshi's down forward 1+2, so really good mid string. It's only about -10 or yeah, I think it's only -10 on block. It has decent Oki, really good move for Kunimitsu. Like Yoshimitsu, she has some dangerous unblockables. Forward 1+2 and up 1+2, which is in fact a launcher. And another thing about Kunimitsu is that her combos are very strong. Her wall carry is very strong as well. And she is more fundamental than Yoshi because she has some really good pokes like 1-1, a 10 frame high mid string that is very rare and very useful. It works just like Jin's 2-1. She also has this annoying throw, forward 1+4. You don't break this throw by pressing 1 or by pressing 2, not even by pressing 1+2. It's a really gimmicky throw because you have to break it by pressing down. Let me show you. And then Kunimitsu ends up in backturn stance, and she does have a couple of great moves from backturn stance that we will talk about later. She has a down forward 1, a 13 frame 1, and oh boy, this down forward 1 is so good. We will have to talk about it more. Love this down forward 1. She has this 15 frames fast knee that goes into her Setsunagake stance, and Setsunagake is also a very useful stance. Set 2 is a counter hit launching safe mid. Set 1-2 is a hit confirmable, very quick high string. So it's great, and she has really good range on her moves. For example, on her punishers, her down forward 2 is excellent. It has excellent range, so she can really utilize movement, pokes to create whiff opportunities and then whiff punish opponents with down forward 2. The only downside is that it doesn't launch crouching opponents, but it's safe on block. And her playstyle is not boring or dry at all. She has ninja trickery, and a lot of it. She's a really fun, unique character. She also has this Doton stance, which is not very useful, but it's kind of fun to use once in a while. And she has great homing moves. Back 2 and a forward 3+4. Both are 18 frames fast. Back 2 is a mid with great range and it's only -10 on block. Forward 3+4 is a high, but it's only -1 on block. So on block she can move around freely. And it's a counter hit launcher. Sorry. Forgot the combo. It's all coming back to me now. There we go. On the other hand, her low pokes are really bad. They have crap frames. Basically all of them are launch punishable on block. They don't do anything on hit nor on counter hit, and they're even minus on hit. Really bad. And she lacks ground hitting tools. This is not a weakness you see very often in Tekken, but her ground game is quite limited. She has a couple of moves that hit grounded, but they're not as good as Oki tools. I mean, you can always do something like a down 3, but it's launch punishable. Or, for example, back 4, but that doesn't do much damage. In tag 2, however, it picks up from the ground because of the Oki system. And up 3+4 is one of the better ones that hit grounded, but it's hard to make it hit or get blocked because of their range and how slow it is. On the other hand, it is a plus on block mid. It's +4 and it's a launcher. So if you can make it work, it's an amazing Okizeme tool. Let's talk more about her poking in detail because I really enjoy her poking. I feel like she's similar to Alisa in that regard. She has really good fundamental pokes. As I said, 1-1, 10 frame, high mid, natural on hit, great range, down forward 1. Her down forward 1 is so strong. So, you know, Lily has a 13 frames fast mid that is only -1 on block. People complain about it because they say it's so good and that Lily players have nothing to complain about. But look at the range on Kunimitsu's down forward 1. It's so much better than Lily's. And, like, it reaches... Wow. I don't remember it being this good. Wow. Look at how far it reaches. And it also tracks to Kunimitsu's right. And it has an extension. Down forward 1-3. It is a high kick. It's a launcher. It's only -10 on block. And it's delayable as well. It's not too bad to use occasionally. Better than no extension. She has the standard 1-2 jabs, only -1 on block. It has a mid kick at the end, which is -13, but you can surprise your opponent with it sometimes. It's good for wall carry too and short combos. Then she has forward 4, this 15 frames fast knee. The important part about this move is forward 4 forward goes into her important stance Setsunagake, and the transition is also +2 on block. So Setsunagake 2 will more often than not counter hit an opponent trying to press buttons. It's a safe counter hit launching mid. And also forward 4, forward 2 is a natural string on counter hit. It's a really good sequence that you should use as often as possible. And Setsunagake 1-2 is a hit confirmable high string. You can also enter Setsunagake on its own by pressing forward 3, and it covers a lot of distance, so it's a great way of getting close to your opponent and start harassing them. Let's talk a little bit about her low pokes. As I said before, they're very bad, but your go-to low poke is gonna be down back 3-3. The first two hits are natural on hit. It's launch punishable, but she can't continue the string to interrupt opponents trying to punish her, or she can do the mid follow-up. I think Yoshimitsu has the same mid follow-up that is safe on block and will interrupt opponents trying to punish her. So it's one of the better low pokes she has, and it also goes to full crouch, and she does have a full crouch game, just like Anna. She also has Yoshimitsu's up forward 2. It's one of the few lows that are plus on hits, but it's the animation is very obvious once the opponent gets used to it. It is a counter hit launcher. Maybe she gets a better combo, but I forgot the combo right now. And the nice thing is that she can cancel it by holding a directional button and enter full crouch for more trickery. And she also has this slow as sidestep 3+4 sweep. It's annoying, but I guess it's seeable. And now let's talk about her punishment, her block punishment, namely. So one unique thing about Kunimitsu is that she has a 9-frame mid. Forward, forward, forward. If you input it very fast, it comes out as a 9-frame move, so you can punish moves other characters cannot. Technically, -9 moves are unsafe versus Kunimitsu. Then for 10 frames, she has 1-2. You can also use 1-1, but 1-2 has better frames on hit. For 12 frames, she has 2-2 for good damage. Her block punishment is quite decent. It's nothing special, but it's I'd say it's average or about average. Forward 2-3 is a great 13 frame punisher. It's similar to Lily's forward 2-3, except Kunimitsu's is a high and has a bit less range, but it's still a fantastic block and with punisher. Then she has up forward 3 for 15 frames. The range is quite shitty, but what can we do? Her down forward 1 makes up for it in the range department. Really good range, but that's 16 frames fast, so 1 frame slower than the hop kick. And for wall standing punishment, she has wall standing 4, standard, wall standing 4, nothing special. Wall standing 1-1 for 13. It's also hit confirmable, yeah. And wall standing 3 for 15. It's also a mid that she uses in her full crouch game to mix up with the full crouch low, full crouch down forward 3. And from this full crouch low, she gets a mini combo with wall standing 4. Not a full combo though. And another good way of entering full crouch is from down forward 3-2. Now this is an unsafe string, quite fast, 17 or 18 frames fast, great damage, and it is natural on counter hit. They cannot block the low on counter hit, but as far as I know, there is no way of telling that it's a counter hit, so you have to commit to the string. Let me see if I remember the juggle. Yep, ton of damage. And she can cancel it again by holding a directional button after the second hit for more trickery. She also has a back turn stance with back 3+4. Some of my favorite transitions are back 4. By the way, back 4-3 is a wonderful string as well. Mid-mid. Almost 50 damage in tag 2. It is launch punishable, but the second hit has so much pushback on block that it's gonna be hard to punish for most characters. And the first hit automatically goes into back turn stance. The frames are really bad though. I think it's unsafe on block. Or another way is a throw from set Tsunagake stand, set 1+2. It doesn't do any damage, but it switches sides with opponents, and Kunimitsu is in back turn stance, so she can do some back turn shenanigans. Or when the opponent breaks the forward 1+4 throw. That's another way of entering back turn stance. She has two important moves from back turn stance. Back turn 1+2. Very fast, I think it's 14 frames. Safe on block, +7 on hit. I feel like they could make this string spin on hit in Tekken 7. It would make sense because of the animation. It has such a spin animation, and it would be a nice buff for her because it would make the move wall splat. And the other important move is back turn down 4. This is another low that is plus on hit, very rare for Kunimitsu. It's +5 and the opponent is forced crouching. Kunimitsu is crouching as well, so it's a good way of doing some full crouch shenanigans. The problem with this move is that it's a double low and you can't do anything about it. You cannot cancel the second hit. So if they block the first hit, they can low parry the second one easily and launch you for a combo. But if they don't duck and the first hit hits them, they cannot parry the second hit. They can only block it, in which case the second hit is only -10 on block, so Kunimitsu will eat only a duck jab punish in most cases. She has a couple of other options from back turn stance, like back turn 1-2, high mid. It's also really decent safe. She has back turn 2-3, which is her forward 2-3 just from back turn stance. I don't see this as a really useful string. The other options are much better. She also has back turn 3. Oh, I thought it would hit grounded, but it doesn't. See, that's a Kunimitsu problem right there. It's safe, and you use it to jump over lows and under duck jabs. You know, people will often duck jab to try to stop your back turn mix-up. She can also do this split thingy to go back to neutral. It looks quite cool, to be honest. And what else? What else do we have here? I'm thinking. Did I talk about set 1+2? Yes, I did. She has a parry, back 1+3, but I'm not really sure how it works. Let me show you. The active frames seem really short on the parries, so it's not as easy to land this parry. Suddenly it doesn't work. Let me try it after a down forward 1 on block. Ah, there we go. She hits her opponent with an unblockable afterwards for really good damage. I'm not sure if it parries kicks though. I could only land it against punches. And then she has a Doton stance, down 1+2, mentioned it at the start of the video. It's quite useless. I mean, Doton 3 is a big mid that is safe, and it actually hits grounded, so that's nice. Doton 2-4 is a mid? Was it a mid-high? Mid-mid. But it's minus 13 on block. And Dotom 4 is just a teleport thingy. And that's gonna be it for Kunimitsu. Researching Tag 2 Kunimitsu again made me quite excited for playing her in Tekken 7. I like her playstyle. To me it's similar to Alisa, where it's quite fundamental, but she has some tricky stances and moves. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!